The magical journey to Sleepytown. One summer evening, little boy Blue went to visit his Uncle Phil's farm. The day had been full of fun, chasing chickens, playing with the sheep, and picking apples from the orchard. But when the night fell and it was time to sleep, little boy Blue felt very different. Upstairs, in a big, quiet room, he lay all alone in a huge, soft bed. Everything was so still. No familiar voices, no gentle sounds from home. He missed his mother's soft voice saying, "Good night, my little one," as she tucked him in and gave him her warm good-night kiss on the forehead. Without her there, the room felt a bit lonely. Even though he was very tired from the busy day, he couldn't sleep. The darkness seemed to stretch on forever, and he felt small in that big bed. Little boy Blue sighed and wiped away a tear. "How am I ever going to fall asleep?" he whispered. He remembered what his mother always told him when he couldn't sleep. Think of something sleepy. So he tried. He thought about fluffy clouds drifting through the sky, soft and slow. He even tried counting sheep, imagining each one jumping gracefully over a wooden fence. 1, 2, 3. But still, his eyes stayed wide open, staring into the dark room. He hummed a lullaby, the same one his mother used to sing to him. The melody filled the room softly, but it didn't help either. His eyes were still open, peeking into the shadows. Just when little boy Blue thought he'd never fall asleep, something magical happened. A gentle, silvery glow filled the room, and a soft humming sound reached his ears. He turned his head, and to his surprise, saw a shimmering light peeking through the window. The moonbeams seemed to be dancing, swirling around like tiny stars. And then, from out of the light, stepped the most beautiful little fairy he had ever seen. Her dress sparkled like moonlight on water, and her wings fluttered softly as she floated into the room. She smiled warmly at him and said in a sweet, sing-song voice, "Hello, little boy in your pajamas. Are you ready to visit Sleepytown?" Little boy Blue blinked in amazement. "Who are you?" he asked, sitting up a little in bed. "I am Fairy Moonbeam," she said, twirling gracefully. "I come to help children like you find their way to Sleepytown, where dreams live and sleep is as soft as a cloud." Little boy Blue smiled. "I've been trying so hard to fall asleep, but the more I try, the more awake I feel." Fairy Moonbeam laughed lightly, a sound like the tinkling of tiny bells. "Ah, that happens to many. But don't worry, I know the way. Come, let me show you." With a graceful leap, she danced across the room and floated towards a painting that hung on the wall above the bed. It was a painting of a long, winding road, with little houses nestled under twinkling stars on either side. The road seemed to stretch out forever, disappearing into the distance. Fairy Moonbeam waved her wand, and suddenly, the painting came to life. The road sparkled, and the little houses seemed to glow with warmth. She turned to little boy Blue and hummed softly, "Some go up and some go down, all on their way to Sleepytown." Little boy Blue's eyes widened in wonder as he watched the painting come alive. He felt a tug at his heart. He wanted to follow that road. "How do I get there?" he asked eagerly. Fairy Moonbeam twirled again and gently tapped the painting with her wand. "Close your eyes and imagine yourself walking along this road," she said. "Listen to the sounds of the night, the crickets chirping, the breeze whispering through the trees. Let your heart guide you, and soon you'll be on your way to Sleepytown." Little boy Blue nodded and lay back down, closing his eyes. He imagined himself standing at the start of that glowing road, the night sky twinkling above him. He could hear the gentle hum of the night around him, just like Fairy Moonbeam had said. As he began to walk along the road in his imagination, the houses he passed seemed to greet him with warm lights and friendly whispers. As he walked, his steps grew slower and softer, and his heart felt lighter. He could see Sleepytown in the distance now, a cozy, magical place where dreams floated like colorful bubbles in the air, and all the children were tucked in safe and sound, fast asleep. Fairy Moonbeam's voice echoed in his mind, singing softly, "Some go up and some go down, all on their way to Sleepytown." Little boy Blue felt his body relax. The more he walked down the road in his imagination, the sleepier he became. His eyes grew heavy, and his breaths became deep and slow. He could feel Sleepytown drawing closer and closer. The warmth of his mother's goodnight kiss seemed to brush his cheek, and before he knew it, little boy Blue was fast asleep, dreaming of stars, fairies, and magical roads that led to peaceful places.